Game number 2 of the day, our second last of the Montreal session. Jason Tom here alongside Elias Sabate. Oh, wait a minute. We have upgraded our color commentary. Mikius Mikri is here alongside myself to call Canada Topflight Academy and Halifax Prep. Mikius, welcome to the broadcast.
Great to be here, Jason. Thank you, and thanks for the flattery there. I'll take that upgrade.
It was more of a shot at Elias, but
I'll take it either
yes.
way.
Halifax Prep playing their third game of the session. They had a snow out against Thetford, while CTA is playing game number 4, looking to end it on a winning note. Halifax, of note, playing without Tavon Downey, who rolled his ankle yesterday, gutted it out, probably shouldn't have, and he is sitting out today, which means Halifax Prep down to 7 healthy players, Mikius.
Yeah, and tough to go with a short bench like that against a team like CTA, which has its full roster intact and is always known to be one of the deeper squads in the NPA. So Halifax definitely has a lot of work in front of them if they want to sneak out a second victory here.
Yeah, Coach House will probably mix and match some lineups, and right off the start, the big man, Ali Regab, getting to work in the post, basking in the bump, looking for the three-point play.
Yeah, and Ali Regab has had himself a pretty good session so far. Definitely the most aggressive we've seen him on the offensive end, hunting his offensive shots and looking for mismatches whenever he can find them.
Team definitely needs to get him involved on a regular basis, especially when you are undermanned. Zero reason to not do that.
Yeah, they're pretty short on playmaking on the perimeter right now, so he's some pretty easy offense where he can get it inside.
One of the standout players for Halifax Prep in this session has the ball right now, Boletito Obasato. Travel call. Had to refresh my mind. There's been so many games here today on CTA, looking to end it 3-1 on this session, heading into their home Ottawa session where they'll have 5 games.
Yeah, and this session for CTA kind of mirroring what they did in Calgary, coming out with a tough first loss and bouncing back with 2 wins, and we'll see if they can end this one 3-1 as well.
J9 Simmons kept himself going to the rim. He had 29, a game high in their loss yesterday. Wilson Dubinsky in the starting 5, no good. Or no, I guess he would have came on for Moon Reith. Moon's about to check back in. Okay. Michael Reynolds, new addition.
Yeah, and speaking to Coach Ming before the session, I know he was pretty excited about Michael. Seems to give him a bit of energy off the bench. Well, now in the starting lineup.
And some much-needed size and length.
Yes, definitely.
Comes out with it there. That's out of bounds.
Looked like Reynolds was kind of hoping for a foul call there. Yeah. Sold it a little bit, but ended up with the turnover in the process.
Teslock Luke could have been 5 seconds there, except Coach Ming was talking to the official who would be counting out that 5 seconds. Time and place for your working of the officials during an inbounds, probably not it.
Yeah, especially not the one who is in charge of counting down to that 5 there.
Moon Reith has been solid defensively in this session. He's there to send back the shot attempt. Reith. Transition 3. Obasato comes together with Dubinsky. Luke, no good. He's become their outside threat outside of Ankit Chowdhury. Has Teslock Luke. Couldn't catch that one, though.
Teslock Luke, especially last seaon, showed that his three-point shooting is legit, so definitely a good second option on the perimeter there for the squad.
Obasado. Halifax Prep. One thing you know about Halifax Prep, they start strong on a regular basis. It's just, and I'm sure it has to do with their lack of depth, they just seem to trail off as things progress in a game.
Yeah, for sure. You're just continuing to get weared down when the other team can bring in waves of subs and you're trotting out the same few guys.
Did come up with a big win against host Dynasty, though, to start off the session. Simmons doing what J9 Simmons does. Timeout on the floor. Halifax Prep up 12-3 in the early going.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA. NPH works in partnership with the community, including the national and provincial governing bodies, as well as club programs to maximize scholarship opportunities. The NPH Showcase Circuit is your opportunity to learn the blueprint while joining the NPH family. Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. The CNIT brings 100-plus top-tier clubs from around the world to compete for the national crown. Student athletes.
6:19 to go here. Halifax Prep has come out and shown Canada Topflight Academy that they're not going to roll over, undermanned or not. They are here to hang tough and fight. Up 9 in the early going.
Yeah. And I know Coach Ming was disappointed with last night's loss, so not surprised to see them come fired up to try and come out with a second win here.
Hey, Ali Regab standing his ground defensively. Koulibaly no good over the mountain. Okay, Joe Malongo had a solid game yesterday, swatted by Regab.
With Regab, it's like he's starting to realize how big he really is,
Yep.
Becoming a force on the defensive end and stopping anything around the rim.
I don't know what that was, but it almost worked out for Halifax. Malongo. We've seen his versatility in transition time and time again, Mikias.
Yeah, his acrobatics on those layups and finishes around the rim are pretty impressive. Sometimes he does a little bit too much when trying to go around the defense, but that time he got it to go.
Okay, big man. Do work. Love seeing the progression of these players in this league, and Ali is a perfect example, trimming down from 350 to 305. And that's going to be the other Achilles heel, I think, for Halifax Prep in this game is foul trouble.
Yeah, I mean, if they always play an aggressive game, get into ball handlers' space, so to have 6 guys, if you get one guy in foul trouble, could be a recipe for disaster.
Midway point has passed in the first quarter. We'll be back after a short break.
As the summer comes to a close, high school season remains a lasting component to a student athlete's pathway. Players who thrive in high school are recruited by prep programs to continue pursuing the next level in a competitive environment. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Utilizing the exposure arm of North Pole Hoops, comprised of digital marketing, live broadcast, and scouting, NPH acts as a media and marketing partner for the NPA to maximize exposure for our student athletes, helping them gain scholarship opportunities, our ultimate measure of success.
The National Preparatory Association live from Montreal. It has been enjoyable, to say the least. So much so, I'm going to stay until tomorrow morning.
And
I don't want to leave.
I will not be doing that. This snow has definitely scared me away for the weekend. I can't wait to be back in the comfort of Toronto.
17 days, and we will be in Ottawa, where this Canada Top Flight Academy will be hosting 23 games over 5 days. You'll be hearing a lot of Mickeyus over that time. And likely the debut of F.A. Ashaka, if he can prove that he is worthy of putting on the headset.
Hey, if you guys let me on, I'm sure it won't be too hard for F.A. to make his way onto the mic as well.
I will be listening, and I will be taking notes as we ensure that the National Preparatory Association continues to lead the way in all things basketball organization. Look at that. Ali Regab on one end, J9 Simmons putting him in the spin cycle on the other. Halifax Prep up 10.
That was some really impressive defense there by Regab. Luth is a handful in the post, and he's able to stick with him, move his feet, and then block that shot.
Chowdhury no good. Halifax Prep going to keep coming. Foul on the floor. Stacey Smith inbounding. Regab back to Smith in the corner. Stepped out of bounds. .356 to go.
It's like a foul call on Teslock Luke there. Illegal screen or maybe some holding.
Well, I'll tell you this. In the opening quarter, everything has went the way of the Sevens, who again only have 7 players for this game. We knew it was going to come eventually.
It's kind of poetic when you think about it.
I believe they're called the Sevens due to the 705 area code, but they're down to 7 for this one due to injuries. So how will that play a factor as this game progresses? Smith, not his shot, more of a set shooter. Oh, here we go, here we go. Oh, shot clock, did the shot clock go? Oh, hit the rim, oh, here we go. Official was on top of it.
Yeah.
Tell you this, we saw our first bench technical in the last game. I can guarantee you another one's coming in this one.
Yep. You can see the refs are just about ready to give them a warning already.
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to give them a warning. Assistant coaches, don't talk to the refs. It's not your role. Talk to your players, talk to your head coach, don't talk to the refs. Simmons. Pull up 3. Not his shot.
Yeah, Simmons definitely more of an attacker. Still got a lot of work to do with the jump shot.
That is his shot, though. And Kit Chowdhury. Stop, pop, drop. Hallie up 8. Reynolds. And they've definitely put a body on Ali Regab. Ooh, Stacey Smith. Solid defense. The ball then goes off of Chowdhury as he stands out of bounds. We're going back Hallie's way.
Yeah, and something I'm noticing early is CTA is definitely making a point of pushing the pace. And Halifax keeping it up so far, but as we hit the second, third, fourth quarters, we'll see if they can continue to match that energy.
They've been able to stay out of foul trouble thus far. Obasato going to the line for the 3-point play. Everything going the way of the Sevens right now.
Yeah, and Obasato definitely having himself a breakout session here in Montreal. Showing a lot more creativity and ability to score off the bounce than we'd seen in previous NPA action for him.
And doing it on both ends of the floor as well, which is so important especially at this age level.
Yeah, you know, it's easy to be satisfied with what you're doing on the offensive end, but with him, you can see he plays pretty all out when he's playing on D as well.
Chowdhury. Well, a lot of dribbling resulted in a turnover. Wow. Simmons is on one thus far. Regab, once again, defensive strength.
I think he's already got 3 blocks in this quarter.
Reynolds, offensive rebound. Obasado, no good. CTA definitely getting a lot of players in the game here in the early going.
I think we might have seen all 12 of CTA's guys check in already.
I think we've seen everybody but Cicciolini.
I'm not sure if Enoch has played either yet.
Good point.
Looks like he's not dressed, actually.
Didn't get my pregame report from Tony House. I was busy sending off the Riverhawks for their long drive home. And Halifax will be taking a bit of a longer drive home after this one, so they'll want to go home with a win under their belt. Turnover, travel call.
Man, a few of these guys, this is their first action they've seen all weekend, so probably taking them a little bit of time to get back into game action.
Simmons loses it. Smith. Good D by Koulibaly. We've seen this a couple of times from Koulibaly. Coast-to-coast action, put back by Molongo.
Yeah, nice new wrinkle in his game, being able to grab that defensive board and push it down. If he can consistently bring that, definitely adds a nice element to the CTA offense.
J9 couldn't get that one to go. CTA now with back-to-back stops. Reese, Molongo. Nice take, gotta like that from Mitch Medill.
I wasn't afraid to take it amongst the trees there and get that layup in.
Reynolds. If that would have went down, that would have been something else. And that is what CTA is going to do to get back into this one. They cut the lead to 7 through 10 minutes. 21-14. We'll be back after a short break.
Junior NPA Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary school student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH national rankings, where player profiles are created acting as an online resume. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. Junior. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from elite NBA skill trainer David Tyndale. Entering the showcase environment provides every camper an opportunity to measure their talent against elite prospects within the region. Top performers raise their stock and begin their recruitment process with exposure opportunities through national rankings, player mixtapes, and connecting families.
At NPA Canada is the social media handles. NPAcanada.com is where you can get all your stats, scores, live streams, rosters, contact information, all that wonderful stuff. And our full schedule for the Ottawa session, which is 23 games of goodness over 5 days and just 17 days from now. So keep up with anything NPA related on that website right there. And with the putback, Isadora Kashiba. Gatineau, Quebec native, so back in his home province, getting some burn. Mitch drawing the charge.
two pretty good plays there by Mitch, one on the defensive end, one on the offensive end. Trying to earn himself a spot on the CTA rotation maybe when all's said and done.
He got a little bit of burnout in Calgary as well, working his way up the depth chart.
And he's one of the younger guys on this squad too, so maybe settling him in for a bigger role next year.
Yep. Head coach Tony House, definitely a man with a plan when it comes with his different rosters and different teams and his basketball structure there in Ottawa. One of the founding members of the NPA, Tony House, and Canada Topflight Academy. Tough take bailout by Koulibaly. And you hear House saying, just stand there, straight up, hands straight up. No need to swing at it.
And Halifax has been pretty relentless in just constantly attacking the rim. Got CTA in the bonus pretty early in the first quarter, and looks like they're going to be trying to do the same thing here in the second.
Tito gets the lead back up to 6 for Halifax Prep. CTA in their red with gold trim. Gab with 4 blocks now, I believe, possibly 5.
And it'll be interesting to see if those blocks kind of deter CTA from attacking.
Rebound, I think that's going to be a foul on Kashiba. Or they, yeah. No argument there from Isador.
That's 2 shots off the dribble for Smith and 2 air balls. So a bit outside of his normal shot repertoire, and it's not paying dividends.
Yeah, you got to call it as you see it, my friend. As you work your way up the scouting depth chart, I know you see an awful lot of basketball. And that's exactly it. I mean, you're not a great shooter if you can only shoot one particular shot. You could be a good shooter and have one particular shot.
Yeah, it's all about adjusting. So you see he had 11 threes in his first game here. Teams are starting to game plan for him, so it'll be interesting to see how he comes back next session, knowing that he's got a bit of a target on his back as a sniper from distance.
Yeah, you're not going to miss him in transition the rest of this season. Especially when, you know, a smaller roster, easier to know the personnel. And if you don't know the name J9 Simmons by now, been living under a rock, this guy will take it with reckless abandon at the rim.
Yeah. Just a one-man wrecking crew constantly attacking the rim. I know last night against Royal Crown, they were commenting on he always goes left, and even if you know that, he still finds a way to take it left and either draw the foul or finish it, or even both.
You see that in so many different levels of basketball. You know the scouting report, but you still can't stop it most of the time. Now, down the stretch of a big game, a lot of times you can stop it.
Yeah. To be one-dimensional can definitely come back to bite you.
And I think this is another guy who's going to be getting on the scouting reports of opponents. Will be Boletito Obasato.
And he's shown a lot of different dimensions to his offensive game. We've seen some jumpers, some drives right, drives left.
You'll see this consistently in Montreal. No whistle on one end, and you'll get no whistle on the other end either. Simmons. Look at Regab. big man putting in work. Leads at 12 once again for Halley.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned how he's gotten in better shape, and that's really standing out. In Halifax, he would have definitely needed a breather by now, but he's still bringing some good energy midway through the second quarter.
Tito has it picked off. Dubinsky with the steal. Malongo. Yeah. Joe Malongo. We've seen kind of peaks and valleys, I feel like, with Joe, but the last 2 games, very impressive.
Yeah, I think it's just about playing under control. If he can harness that aggressiveness like he's done today so far and last night, he's one of the better guards we'll see in Canada.
Like that jab step. It's all you really need to do to get the big man off balance, work your way to the line.
Yep. As impressive as Regab has been on the interior, it's tough for him to keep up with someone like Malongo outside around the three-point arc.
They're up 10, but Halifax Prep, a lot of hands on hips. Stay with us as we have 6 minutes left till half.
Who will be crowned national champion?
Coach Tony House taking a deep breath. His team stuck 10. He's obviously trying out some things with his squad right now. Still probably not happy with what he has seen. I think he's had probably a 2-half game plan would be my guess. This is what we're going to do in the first half, and then this is the plan in the second half.
Yeah. And Coach House, definitely someone who demands excellence at all times. So even with all the tinkering, I'm sure he's not happy seeing them down 9 here so far.
Reynolds. Simmons. Obasado. You heard the CTA bench. Shooter. There's really only 2 of them on the entire team.
Yep.
It's Tito and Stacey Smith. Downey, obviously, when he's in there as well, but there's the downtown hit. Lewis McCourt cutting the lead to single digits. Simmons, spin. Sent back by Reith.
And that's a play there where his lack of a right hand came to bite him. If he had gone up with his right, that looked like a pretty clean layup. Instead, gets blocked out of bounds.
Tito front rims it. Simmons comes out with it though. Fires it down low to Reynolds. Foul on Halifax Prep.
I think that was on Reynolds there. Loose ball foul.
See, like, this is a game that Moon Reith should just get what he wants, when he wants, how he wants it.
Yep, especially if that's the matchup that they're going to go with, having Regab on Moon. I don't know how he's going to be able to keep up with him on the perimeter.
8 seconds.
Looks like CTA starting to kick it into another gear here, applying some more pressure and bringing it on the offensive end.
Just over the midway point of the second quarter, Halifax Prep has led from the jump. Chowdhury. Good ball movement. McCourt cashes that one. This is why Tony House was playing these different players. He needs to see what else he has.
And McCourt's a guy I had a chance to get a good look at the Ottawa show. Oh. Ali Regab with the big one-hand slam there.
Ali interrupting us consistently, but he has been able to finish strong on a regular basis here in Montreal. Rebound by the big man. Handoff. Smith getting hounded by Chowdhury. There we go. Maybe off the bounce inside the arc. Smith can show us a little something. Simmons, nope. J9 just moves too much as he raises up.
Yeah, always seems to land a bit in front of where he releases that three-point shot.
Another block from Regab, just racking up the swats, but CTA also racking up the steals. Good job by Ali not fouling and pulling it down. They are giving Simmons all the room in the world to shoot.
And I think that's how you got to play him unless he proves otherwise.
Chowdhury set those feet, but aired it out. Simmons was just going to keep shooting till he hit one. He sees what we're seeing. All right, you're not going to guard me. I'm just going to keep firing until I get it to go. And he finally cashes one from range, leads back to up to 11.
Yeah, and Simmons is definitely a streaky shooter. I've seen him hit 2-3 in a row, only to follow it up with a couple wide misses a few possessions after.
Now, who is that on? Called it on Reynolds. He is racking up some personal fouls.
Looks like Ming is talking to him about how he might be able to avoid those foul calls down the line, as he's going to be a valuable piece if Halifax wants to stay in this one.
Here's an idea, don't foul.
Definitely a good step number one.
You can't argue these, man. Like, if anything, these officials have put their whistles away on a consistent basis. That's allowed the flow of the game to take control.
Yeah, and both of these teams have had a few games under the belt this weekend, so they should have a good idea of how these are being called.
Regab. Look at the feathery touch.
That's a big difference with Regab. Looking at how he did in Halifax, he wouldn't go up as strong, especially against a guy like Luth. But here he is.
Ooh! Simmons putting on his show in traffic, but no finish. Hallie gets it back. Yeah, those passes aren't going to work against CTA. Big time shot, Wilson Dubinsky. Obasado. Reynolds. He's shown that a couple of times.
That's definitely a look in his arsenal. Very comfortable spotting up in the mid-range there.
Going to go the way of Halifax. Luz Koulibaly has been a non-factor in this game.
Yeah, he started off aggressive, but I think that the first couple swats by Ali Regab kind of deterred him from going up in the paint, and that's where he does a lot of his damage usually.
CTA pressing. Reynolds. Yeah, see, that is just not knowing each other.
Yeah, Regab was thinking lob. Reynolds giving him the quick chest pass there.
I mean, that was an easy 2. That would push the lead to 12 right now. Like, that hurts. Now CTA has a chance to get this back to possibly a 2-possession game before the half is out. Dubinsky. Nope.
Even without the block, Regab doing a good job there of deterring that layup.
You hear the CTA, who's man? Like, how are they losing Boletito Obasato? That is exactly what Luth Coulibaly should be doing every time down the floor.
Yeah, he's got great explosion at that size, so.
Yeah. He's got strength, he's got length. I don't care if you got a 7-footer down there. Take it at him.
And something we saw from Coulibaly earlier in the session was he could simply just break his defender down off the dribble from the perimeter. Hasn't really attempted that here so far, instead just posting up.
26 seconds to go here in the first half. Jason Tom here alongside Mikias Mikri. One of the many up-and-comers within the North Pole Hoops organization. Mikias, you'll see him throughout gyms in the Greater Toronto area, and now joining our road show here in Ottawa, here in Montreal, and he will also be in Ottawa, helping our Director of National Scouting, Elias Sabate.
Yep.
With all the work that goes into that scouting service, leading the way in Canada.
Yeah, and keep an eye out for a report coming out after this weekend with some of the evaluations on prospects that made an impact over the last few days.
Smith. Ankit Chowdhury has shut Smith down in this game, using his length to nullify. Oh, and Stacey Smith says, I heard you, Jay. Take this jumper. 12-point lead, Halifax Prep at half. Stay with us.
The National Preparatory Association started 4 years ago, born by the desire of basketball coaches, many of which were outside of Southern Ontario, to provide a different option than traditional high school competition for elite-level basketball talent. The goal was simple: create a platform for Canadian student athletes to give them the best opportunity to earn scholarships for post-secondary education through the game of basketball. Since then, the NPA has grown to provide the best basketball exposure available at the high school level anywhere in the world. We do this by live streaming 90% of the league's nearly 100 games on our North Pole Hoops YouTube channel, ensuring high-level competition in front of post-secondary coaches from across North America, providing game-by-game statistics on every player in the league on our industry-leading website, npacanada.com, creating individual profiles for all of the league's players on Canada's top college recruitment site, northpolehoops.com, while sharing it all through the social media reach of NPH's multiple platforms. By doing all of this at the highest level, we believe that we can keep the majority of Canada's basketball talent here on home soil, and ideally in their own city or province.
Last 2 years I played at prep schools in the US, and I'm just really happy to be back in Canada and to have this opportunity to play in the NPA. It really means everything to help push Canadian basketball forward.
I love the NPA because it's given me an opportunity to showcase my skills and talents in front of many coaches across the country.
Teams from New Brunswick don't usually get the exposure you would, but the NPA provides that, and just the competition is great.
It's a national scene. You're not playing guys in Ontario only or only in your city. You get to travel all over Canada, places you've never been before.
Each team had a different style of play, and that was something you had to prepare for every single game. They really helped to prepare us for our basketball career. It's not just me, it's my whole team.
Y'all are doing a great job of just exposing some of the underrated talent. It's a great spotlight, right? I think it's the best league in Canada.
It's given us a platform from Western Canada and the prairies especially to showcase that we do have talent that stacks up with the best talent in the country.
I really love the fact that I get to be proud of my school, of my team, of my guys, and put them on a national stage, which is what the NPA allows us to do.
It's come a long way just because everybody's on the same page, from the executive right down to the coaches and the players. I think it really is a family.
We are making history every season through a shared vision, common goals, professional leadership, and a league-wide constitution enforced by a board comprised of coaches from the league's original teams. Nearly 100 NPA alumni are following their dreams through the NCAA, U Sports, CCAA, or JUCO routes. Our new goal is strategic growth with long-term partners willing to help our team continue to blaze a new trail in Canadian basketball, showing our student athletes that what they need to succeed is right here in Canada.
The North Pole Hoops Blueprint is a multi-layered system for Canadian basketball talent to maximize their potential from grade 5 all the way to the NBA. NPH works in partnership with the community, including the national and provincial governing bodies, as well as club programs to maximize scholarship opportunities. The NPH Showcase Circuit is your opportunity to learn the blueprint while joining the NPH family. Starting with our foundation, that is the Junior NPH Showcase Circuit. This level caters to elementary school student athletes in graduation to the high school tier. As a camper, you will have the opportunity to enter the NPH national rankings, where player profiles are created acting as an online resume. This database is directly connected to a network of over 150 prep and post-secondary programs. By attending our camps, you will maximize on scholarship opportunities, perform in front of national scouts, and get a chance to learn from elite NBA skill trainer David Tyndale. Entering the showcase environment provides every camper an opportunity to measure their talent against elite prospects within the region. Top performers raise their stock and begin their recruitment process with exposure opportunities through national rankings, player mixtapes, and connecting families directly to college and university coaches. Regardless of age, gender, or talent level, developing professionalism and positive habits are vital for the success of all campers in life and in basketball. The blueprint tackles academic eligibility, self-reflection, assessment, goal setting, and brand management, all aspects necessary to become a professional on and off the court. The NPH Showcase Circuit takes place from April to December in a player-focused environment, while the Canadian National Invitational Tournament in July brings a team-focused evaluation platform. The CNIT brings 100-plus top-tier clubs from around the world to compete for the national crown. Student athletes continue their journey to the next level as North Pole Hoops invites the network of prep and post-secondary programs to evaluate talent live and direct. As the summer comes to a close, high school season remains a lasting component to a student athlete's pathway. Players who thrive in high school are recruited by prep programs to continue pursuing the next level in a competitive environment. At this stage, North Pole Hoops has identified Canada's top prospects from coast to coast, placing them at programs within the National Preparatory Association. Founded in 2016, this league is quickly emerging as a global destination for the world's elite basketball prospects. Utilizing the exposure arm of North Pole Hoops, comprised of digital marketing, live broadcast, and scouting, NPH acts as a media and marketing partner for the NPA to maximize exposure for our student athletes helping them gain scholarship opportunities, our ultimate measure of success. Climb the ladder to the next level by joining the North Pole Hoops family and enter the Blueprint.
Who will be crowned national champion?
And Jacoby's going to try to measure this one up, looking for a made-to-measure suit.
Fourth quarter of action is brought to you by Indochino, where right now, using promo code HOOPS, you can get a custom-made, made-to-measure suit that a number of our coaches get fitted up. 10 showrooms across Canada, 6 of them where we have teams in the NPA, match made in heaven, Indochino and the NPA.
Indochino, the national sponsor of the NPA. We are excited to have you as a sponsor. We're excited for what you're doing and what your brand brings to our league. The prestige of your brand, the prestige of our league from coast to coast.
The guys at Indochino were amazing when I got fitted. I can't thank you guys enough.
Indochino making me look good. That's all I gotta say. It's not always an easy task. Very grateful that you guys are taking care of me and having me look a little bit better.
I really thank you for putting the time in and believing in what we're doing with young men and just, again, establishing ourselves in not only the basketball community, but the community that we live in.
Thank you, Indochino.
You are looking at Ali Regab, who has dropped, depending on who you talk to, about 80 pounds to get to the mobile Ali Regab we are seeing here today, I believe with a handful of blocks. Koulibaly pulls down the rebound. So let's see what the second half has in store with the regular starting 5 out there for CTA. Luke's 3 ball is in and out. Smith gets it back to Simmons.
And the energy we're seeing CTA play with already looks completely different than we saw in the first half. So let's see if that that ends up resulting to something on the scoreboard.
Luke pulls it down. Test lock. Luke gets his way to the stripe, and I think the halftime conversation was pretty easy for Tony House. All right, guys, we're done playing around. You got 20 minutes to make up a 12-point deficit, to beat a team that you're deeper than, you're more skilled than, and you pretty much beat at every position. Let's see if you can actually do it, and do it by getting to the rim, pushing it, boxing out.
Yep. Those are all things that you'd wish were kind of drilled into them already, but seems like sometimes the CTA squad needs a bit of a fire under them to really get going.
CTA with that depth immediately putting on the press. Simmons, all kinds of contact, turns it over as he goes out of bounds. Turnover, CTA gets it back. And Simmons picks up a foul on the hold. As these fouls start to rack up, Halifax Prep is going to have a hard time holding it together.
Yeah, and you know, as your legs kind of come away from you and you get more tired, you start to resort to holding on to people, and these fouls could rack up.
Obasado. Moon Reese, hands straight up, back the other way.
Yeah, while Moon has been a bit quiet on the offensive end this session, defensively his versatility is shown off pretty much every game that CTA has played. Can cover 1 through 5 and really just disruptive.
Reese. See, that is what I've seen in this session that I hadn't seen previous. He's hitting shots he should hit.
Yeah, he's become a dependable three-point shooter now, which is really key.
That is what J9 Simmons does best. Offensive foul on Malungo.
You mentioned Tito's defense earlier, and he's showing athletic body, quick feet, beat Malungo to the spot to draw that charge.
Halifax Prep starting 5 has played the entire game.
Tito doing it on the offensive end as well. Impressive take and tough finish in traffic there.
White. Obasado inbounding. Stacey Smith, who has had Ankit Chowdhury as his shadow. Simmons. Buckets for Tito.
It's 3 threes for Tito now, all wide open. You'd hope that the CTA defense could pick that up, but they're still leaving him out there.
Dubinsky no good. No one there to rebound, but Chowdhury ends up coming out with the loose ball, and he's going to pull it. Well, nice dish, no finish. Or is it a pass back? Oh, another for Tito! A ball of Tito Obasado from Winnipeg, playing for Halifax here in Montreal. He's making it rain. Luke inbounding. Koulibaly up top, Wilson Dubinsky. No good. Koulibaly comes out with it, takes it right back at the big man. Again, want to see more of that.
Yep, the 2 good takes for Koulibaly off the dribble. And I think that's what he has to continue doing. Uses explosiveness to get around Regab's size.
No good. Fouls are starting to rack up right now. Koulibaly. Cross court. Extra pass in the corner. They need to get somebody hot from range, and I think Teslock Luke's that guy. Yeah, you're not going to get bailed out on that drive.
Yeah, just ran into a brick wall there in Koulibaly. And there it is again. Strong take off the dribble for Koulibaly, leading to a Halifax Prep timeout.
Golden Dough, it's a family restaurant. We're in Mississauga, been here for 25 years. It's a Middle East cuisine. We make it out of love. We make it fresh. It's very healthy for an athlete to come in to have a nice meal. Sitting around back home, like when you order a big plate or like a small plate, they like to share. A lot of family come together, they sit together. So this is what kind of makes it a family restaurant. Back in the day, my grandpa used to be a baker and he used to run a restaurant, so it's pretty much in my blood. Anybody that comes in will feel like into a family business. Come to Golden Dough in Mississauga, be part of the family.
It has to be beat down into your head. You have to be challenged repetitively. You have to set a trend for the next guys that are coming up. Don't be asked to go harder. Give your hardest before you are asked.
In the fall, rep tryouts set the stage.
Lead is still at 8 for Halifax Prep. CTA has definitely not come out and stepped on the gas as we expected.
Yeah, at one point, Halifax Prep was able to get the lead up to 15, their largest lead of the game. So looks like it's down to single digits at least now for CTA. So let's see how they respond after that timeout.
Halifax Prep has still played their starting 5 the entire game. Ooh, a little tap pass. Got them out of that press. Koulibaly pulls it down, pushing. Big loose. Gets it back. Probably could have collected and waited, but forced it, missed it.
Yeah, definitely rushed that shot. Didn't look like he was even able to really gather the ball correctly on that one.
Obasado's probably thinking about it. Why not?
A little heat check.
Heat check
out.
Heat check time. Leads back to 11. Yeah, see, like, that's all day, especially as the game progresses and the legs get heavy for Halifax. Okay, Bolatito, have yourself a game and a steal. Obasado, he's going to take it. Can't get it to go. Foul on Halifax Prep.
And if that's on Reynolds, I definitely think he's creeping into foul trouble here. That's at least his 3rd of the game. And Ming deciding to keep Reynolds in the game despite the foul trouble. Really, I guess, can't chance it when you lack the depth that he has.
Malongo, great find and finish Koulibaly.
Koulibaly looks like he's getting used to playing with a big force like Regab around the rim, adjusting his takes accordingly, and just going up with more power every time.
Simmons, Reynolds, no good. And you can see the heavy legs starting to kick in for Halifax a little bit as they run back down the floor. Luke, Teslock Luke warming up. Leads down to 6. 3:30 to go in the 3rd. All day long. Feed this man.
Yeah, in the first half, it was all open threes, and here he is knocking down contested shots.
And a rebound. There is one guy, and Simmons takes it. And look at him getting on the floor. Transition, get himself to the line. Well, this is what we love about the NPA. There's always someone new lurking around the corner, just waiting for their opportunity. And in this game, and actually in the session, it has been Tito Obasato.
Yeah, Halifax in their host session back in the fall had a bit of a different roster. We didn't see as much of Tito as we're seeing today, but as you say, got his chance, got his moment to step up, and has done so with a pretty big bang all weekend.
Koulibaly actually beat Regab to the glass, but it ended up with Regab. Obasato gets himself to the line.
Between Obasato and J9 Simmons, it's two guys that are just a handful to contain attacking the rim, and the fact that Obasato can shoot the three as well makes him that much more dangerous.
Can Obasato decide to take this from the three-point line instead of the free throw line?
I think he's shooting better from beyond the arc than he is the free throw line so far. So
if I take a three, can you just count it like G League 2 for 1?
I don't think that's FIBA regulation there, Jason.
And he hits the first from the stripe. Front rim's the second. Leads at 9. CTA has trailed the entire game. Molongo. He has missed some gimmies today.
And I wonder if Gab's presence was in his mind there.
And now they're going to put him on the line?
And when you're as hot as Obasato is,
he's going to shoot
those kind
three.
Of mistakes. Oh, they gave him the three there?
Still lots of time to play, but Halifax Prep feeling themselves right now.
And you know, with this confidence comes that extra adrenaline you need to close out a game like this, especially if it's one you didn't think you'd be in this far into the game. So we'll see if they can continue to keep this energy up as we come to a close of the third quarter.
Cash is all three. Obasato with 86 points in the game. It just feels that way. He is absolutely on one today.
Yeah, every time CTA manages to close the gap, get it to single-digit lead, it's a big three or a couple free throws by Obasato to widen it back out.
Koulibaly, kick out. Molongo, drop off, Koulibaly. Simple basketball, man.
It's really on the defensive end, I think, where CTA has to kick it up to
and
another
there's
gear.
Molongo forcing the over and back. Absolutely. And that's what I was wondering. Like, okay, so who on the CTA squad is going to take it upon themselves to cool this man off?
Yep.
No surprise, that's Joe Molongo getting right up in his grill.
Yeah, Joe Molongo, when locked in, is one of the better perimeter defenders we have in the NPA. So let's see if he takes this personally and tries to help CTA come back and close this game.
The thing is Tito's going to make him work on the other end as well. Oh, but Molongo cooks him. There comes the trap. Smith. Six on the shot clock. The offense is going to be pretty simple from here, I think.
Yeah.
I think Molongo would have been good if he didn't get the arm at a 45, if he would have kept it up. Instead, he bails out Obasato, goes back to the line once again.
20 seconds of great defense there by Joe Molongo. And, you know, this is definitely the most pressure that Obasato has seen on defense probably all session and all year. So we'll see how he handles it, if he's able to make plays for others as the ball pressure picks up, or if he can continue to play the hero ball that he's done so far.
Misses them both. Could that be the cool-off? Koulibaly. .108 to go. Yeah, Simmons just did not know what he was doing.
And that's another situation where if he would have just gone up with the right hand, had that whole side of the net open, but tried to force it for a reverse and ended up kicking out of bounds.
Chowdhury. And there's Koulibaly. Foul called. Are they going to give it to Obasato? Yeah, Obasato. And now the Halifax Prep bench is on top of that score table, figuring out who's in trouble. And I believe that's 3 on. All right.
They might just be trying to give Regab a bit of a breather here.
We've gotten 6 deep now. First reserve of the entire game coming on. Logan Rousson checking in. Koulibaly misses both.
And that's an area he's got to get better at. Every time we've seen him play, he's struggled from the free throw line and losing out on some easy baskets there.
There's the Malongo defense. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Now Chowdhury Dean up Simmons. Oh, that had no business even hitting rim, and it almost got down. 2-second difference, game clock, shot clock. CTA just needs 2. They don't need to worry about killing the clock. They need to get points on the board. What did we say earlier, man? It should be Moon Reith. He should be able to eat these guys up.
Yep, answers the call on that possession, takes it all the way himself for the and one. Showing off that handle that he's been working on over the last few years. Become a bona fide playmaker from on the perimeter now.
I think the other thing for CTA, they've always been one of the better free throw shooting teams in the league, but this year, not the case.
Yeah, and it's not just 1 or 2 guys. All across the roster, we're seeing some missed free ones.
Obasato. Nice handoff. No good from Simmons. Halifax Prep up 8 heading into the final quarter. This could be a titanic upset. Tell your friends to tune in. We'll be back.
Indochino to me is a million guys getting a million suits, and each one is different. I think the value is the quality is undeniable in terms of the suit that you'll get, and the fabric and style selection is second to none.
I think when someone puts on a suit, they take on almost a different personality, and they feel comfortable in their skin and who they are, and they feel good. Doesn't matter where you're going, what event you're going to, but everyone feels good in a suit.
I think a lot of what we do is kind of going against the grain, so to speak. Bespoke, made to measure, custom was traditionally only in store. We were the first to bring it online, and as we went through that journey, we really felt that in order to connect with the consumer, we needed to give them true options, really provide a service and an engaging experience that customers would enjoy and remember.
Indochino is a custom-made experience, but with off-the-rack prices. You are in control. So you come on in, you choose what sort of material you're pursuing, choose what sort of print or patterns you really want to try out overall. From there, you pick out what kind of customizations you want to bestow upon these lovely garments, measure you up, and you get to express what you want, tighter, looser, longer, shorter, so everything sits on you as you want. We do everything all in one for you.
We give a 100% made-to-measure product. So it's very sort of individual and very personalized. It's for them. It's their suit.
Seeing them in their final suit
just kind of makes it worth it at the end of it, because you spent time with them, and you know, whether they wear suits every day or this is their first suit, it's exciting. Like, you help them build that and it's theirs.
It's really that ability to create a one-of-a-kind garment that allows us to be in front of many different demographics. I think one of them.
So here's where we're at. Halifax Prep up 8 heading into the 4th. CTA has not played Enoch Colombe, who is not dressed for this one. Obviously a huge piece to this team. Halifax Prep has been carried by the shooting prowess of Boletito Obasato. Of note, starting point guard J9 Simmons, 4 fouls. The 7-footer in the middle, Ali Regab, 4 fouls. A reminder, we play FIBA rules. 1 more foul for either of those players and they're out. Yeah, Simmons forcing it. Molongo used Chowdhury as a decoy, but could not finish.
Good job there by Stacey Smith to stay vertical, avoid the foul while disrupting the shot.
I mean, Halifax Prep has done all this without Stacey Smith getting off at all. Thanks in part to Ankit Chowdhury.
Yeah. And, you know, as a shooter himself, I'm sure Ankit took this matchup a bit personally, wanted to make sure he doesn't let Stacey pop off.
Mikey Reynolds, mid-range game. Pushing it back up to 10. Chowdhury. Couple of those and it's a totally different game, but he has just not had it going as of yet.
I think that's the first 3 for him this game. Usually has that first half at least.
Oh, should have handed it off to Stacey for the jack. That was Obasato, missed it by about 3 feet.
It's funny, that's probably the most open he's been all half too. CTA got lucky on that one.
Nice pass. Moon Reese to Luth Koulibaly, the lead's down to 5. And it's been the perimeter defense of Molongo and Chowdhury that has really been able to get Halifax Prep held in check here. See, look at that, Joe Molongo. And Simmons gets it right back. Drop off, Regab. Throw it down, Ali Regab.
This is a completely different Ali Regab than we saw in Halifax. Looking to dunk everything he can. Puts 2 key points in there for Halifax Prep.
But CTA is doing a great job of pulling him out just enough, passing it over top for the backdoor cuts.
Yeah, and the combination of foul trouble and probably tired legs means that he's going to have a hard time recovering on those.
It's still Duncan, though. Wow.
Tough shot.
The guy just missed it by 5 feet, but then sticks his pivot foot and then cashes a foul line. Jimmy doesn't even touch the rim. Well, Molongo crossed himself out of his own shoes. Reese, yeah, baseline, Moon Reese. Foul. And this is where it's going to get interesting. This starting 5 has played all but 45 seconds of the game.
And I believe that gets Reynolds to 4 fouls as well.
Has to be. Like.
Yep, and Reynolds confirms that's
this is going to go. This could go from a Halifax Prep 12-point lead to a Halifax Prep finishing the game with 3 players on the floor. And I'm not making a joke. Like, there's a very strong possibility that's what's going to end up.
And you know CTA has that in mind, and they're going to be attacking and trying to draw that contact to get those key pieces out of the game.
And you have to. If you don't, it's just bad basketball. And CTA, they know how to play, man. This is a high IQ team. Simmons, yeah, stolen by Wilson Dubinsky, but man, Simmons just has sticky tack on his tips, gets after everything. Chowdhury, corner 3, cha-ching.
Chowdhury heating up at the right time for CTA, helping them cut the lead down to 2.
Shot clock problem, I believe. .6:36 to go. This has been a delight to call alongside Mikias Mikri here with me.
Yeah, not a bad game to make my NPA debut to.
Absolutely. Wait till Ottawa. You're going to be dying to get the headsets off.
Come with lots of water and green tea.
You're going to be looking for me in the gym. I'm going to be back at the Airbnb cooking dinner for our crew of 20. Listening on the live stream, making notes.
Hey, if they're all like this one, I don't think I'd mind.
There's the swipe, Dubinsky.
Oh,
and that is 5 on 5. I believe J9 Simmons' day is going to come to an end.
And you could hear Ming yell, "Don't foul" on that one.
Unless I'm wrong?
They might have got bailed out. That maybe that went on Stacey Smith.
Maybe they're not totaling up individual personal fouls? Maybe they did call it on Smith?
Well, no matter what, definitely a lucky break there for Halifax, as it looks like J9 will be staying in the game. From this angle, that definitely looked like a foul on Simmons, though.
Free throws, man. You're not going to win a championship if you can't hit free throws. Obasado doing some work in close. And now Simmons will get himself to the line.
We'll see if Simmons can make these ones count. Get this out to a 2-possession game if he hits both.
Those are some tired legs, pal.
You know, on top of playing the whole game, Simmons is a guy who plays with non-stop energy, so hopefully he's got a little bit in the gas tank to finish out these final 6 minutes.
I'm getting a word that we have an unofficial point total of 39 for Bolatito Obasado. Koulibaly with 2. Obasado creeping up on the 43-point current season record held by J-Rel Diggs of Oakville Prep.
Not giving J-Rel a lot of time to enjoy that.
No.
Considering he just set that season high earlier this week.
That's what happens when you're live streaming every game. Every player out there gets to throw down the gauntlet and just raises everybody's game. Stacey Smith. Off the dribble, behind the arc.
You can tell he wants to get involved, but shot just not falling.
Chowdhury, no good. It's going to stay the way of CTA. Nice pass.
Oh.
Basket in the bump. Joe Malongo going to the line.
And someone's getting fouled out on that one.
I'm not going to say anything. I have no clue anymore.
Looks like Ming already knows that he has his sub at the table.
Reynolds is gone, I'm going to guess, with 5. Logan Rousson checks in. Joe Malongo has been most impressive to me in this game on the defensive end. Once Obasado went off on that third, I think since he's had his 39 points outside of the free throw line, he hasn't had any more.
He just gave CTA their first lead of the ball game.
Now they're up 3 thanks to the Chowdhury J. A goaltend as Logan Rousson gets his first points in the NPA this season off of a goaltend.
Good timing. You got to get them however they come. And
absolutely.
Makes it count, cutting it down to a 1-point game.
He was the first one to say, that's a goaltend. Give me those two. Right? Ooh. But I mean, what's the excuse there? Moon Reese shouldn't be turning that ball over. He should be eating lunch and dinner.
Definitely a 50-50 call on that one.
I think Luke disagreed with the call.
Yep.
CTA up 1 right now, just over the midway point of the 4th. Surprised I haven't gotten any messages from other NPA members about the game that is currently going on. But a reminder, it is still early on the West Coast. A reminder that in just 17 days, we're in Ottawa with all 12 of our teams in attendance. And a reminder, NPACanada.com has all of our standings, and our Western Conference is shaping up to be a beauty. Edge Prep, North Star Prep, and London Basketball Academy holding it down in that Western Conference. I'm looking forward to seeing all 3 of those teams in Ottawa. North Star was the team that jumped out to the 4-0 record in their home session. Came back to earth a little bit out in Calgary. What will we see from them in Ottawa? A reminder, we have Thetford taking on Dynasty as our 2 p.m. game here today, but as of right now, Halifax Prep with a 1-point lead over Canada Topflight Academy. Moon Reith and Luce Koulibaly connecting there.
Yep. And something to note just from that previous play, I believe that last foul on Teslock, Luke, was his 5th foul. So we've got CTA in some foul trouble as well here. The key defensive piece out for the rest of the game.
Obasado, I think he's finally cooled down. Turnover, CTA not helping themselves one bit. Simmons hanging and banging and dropping. Trading the lead back and forth.
Looks like CTA just didn't set their defense there. Way too easy for Simmons to get to the lane.
I felt like one ref was calling that continuation. They are not giving it to him.
I think that was an NBA continuation. Tough to get that call here at this level. Ooh. Unforced, careless turnover there by CTA.
It's going to be a learning point for this CTA squad for sure.
Oh.
Uh-oh. That is not a way to foul out your big man.
It's like Halifax Prep just lost their 2 biggest guys to foul trouble.
That is the biggest to smallest substitution in the history of the National Preparatory Association.
They just lost 1.5 feet in that one substitution.
We went from 7-foot Ali Regab to 5'7" Chaston Cameron Chalker. But I will tell you this. Much like we said in the NPA all season long, next man up. Chaston Cameron Chalker has a chance to come into this game and be a difference maker for this Halifax Prep team, who are currently up 1 on CTA.
Yeah, and I had a chance.
This could be a story. This could be a 30 for 30.
And Chaston's been keeping himself ready all weekend. I've been seeing him make sure he can get shots up and get warm whenever he could for this moment.
Koulibaly with the putback.
They just don't have anyone that can match up with Luth Coulibaly physically, though. He should have a field day the rest of the way.
Currently 6'4", Logan Rousson. No, sorry, Bolatito at 6'7" would be their tallest player. He spent most of his time on the perimeter in this game. Reese, transition 2 is good. Stacey Smith. Bolatito sitting at 39 on the game. Moon Reith just D'ing him up. Moon Reith shutting him down. Chowdhury, floater, no good, offensive rebound. Wilson Dubinsky early in the clock, but it doesn't matter. Dubinsky's been quiet offensively, but his shot just put him up 6.
It's the biggest lead for CTA here, coming at the right time with just over 2 minutes left.
We got a timeout on the floor. CTA looking to put the pedal to the metal down the stretch.
Interesting things that's happened these past few years is how many customers that are having that truly special event of getting married are choosing Indochino to not only suit up themselves, but suit up their groom's party.
We continually improve not only the profile for the guy, but we improve the quality of our next suit and the suits after with the data that we capture. Indochino sets itself apart, especially against ready-to-wear, because we can deliver you a custom-made suit within 3 weeks. We, on average take 3.5 meters to make a suit, and we lay that out and we laser cut it with a vacuum. It's amazing to see, over 200 pieces come together to make a custom-made suit. Whether it be hundreds of linings, thousands of customizations, it's like personalizing a car, and I think we've opened a lot of guys' eyes to that experience, and that is why we have a lot of repeat customers.
The future of retail is really exciting. We're showrooming and building a retail market that's totally cohesive with our online presence and our online e-commerce business. We're making it really easy for customers to shop wherever and whenever they want, whether they're in one of the retail showrooms, being able to look, see, and touch the fabric, or shop online from the comfort of their couch on their tablet or their phone. It's completely up to them where they can experience Indochino.
We truly are inspiring a generation of men to dress differently. You're truly creating a one-of-a-kind garment that is yours, and it really landmarks.
We're back live. Halifax Prep hung tough this entire game. We called it from the beginning. Foul trouble was going to be an issue down the stretch. Sure enough, their 2 tallest players have fouled out. 7-foot Ali Regab and 6'9" Michael Reynolds, both on the bench.
Yep. Halifax definitely has a bit of an uphill battle here to go with down 4 with 2 minutes left. But the game's not over yet, so let's see what they can do to maybe come away and steal this win.
Obasado with 39 on the game right now. Steal and miss the layup. Reith pushing back the other way. Foul on Rousson. A little injury update as well, that CTA is without Enoch Colombe. Knee injury, banged it up the other day. Well, also Galdo Tutu, ankle injury. That explains a lot, because Tutu was outstanding this session, and obviously Enoch Colombe a major piece to this puzzle for CTA.
Yeah, and Tutu particularly, this is definitely the best I've seen him play in a CTA jersey. Finally starting to understand his role and looking good, being aggressive on and off the ball.
Free throws, Moon Reith misses them both.
Keeping Halifax in it.
I want to see this kid shoot it. Stacey Smith with the rock. Simmons. Oh, CTA just giving it back, just leaving the door open.
think Moon is lucky to not get called for a foul there. Looked like he got J9 on the elbow. J9 telling the refs the same thing.
And also, Teslock Luke fouled out of this one. So, I mean, some major problems on this side.
Yeah, and Teslock had been the primary defender for J9 down the stretch, so he's gotten a bit cleaner look since that substitution.
Give it back to Bolatito. Let's get him over the 40 mark. Kid deserves it the way he's put on here today. But look at the D by Malongo. Malongo has shut down Obisado. I don't think he's hit a shot from the floor since midway through the third. He's had some free throws, that's it. There's Chasen, D'ing up Malongo. And they lost Moon Reese right in front of the CTA bench, pushing up to 7. And I think CTA has been able to put this one out of reach. Simmons just can't peel himself off the floor this time. Koulibaly, basket on the other end. Canada Topflight Academy has survived the scare. A big exhale for Tony House on the sidelines. Under 48 seconds to go. We'll be back at the conclusion of this one.
The National Preparatory Association started 4 years ago, born by the desire of basketball coaches, many of which were outside of Southern Ontario, to provide a different option than traditional high school competition for elite-level basketball talent. The goal was simple: create a platform for Canadian student athletes to give them the best opportunity to earn scholarships for post-secondary education through the game of basketball. Since then, the NPA has grown to provide the best basketball exposure available at the high school level anywhere in the world. We do this by live streaming 90% of the league's nearly 100 games on our North Pole Hoops YouTube channel, ensuring high-level competition in front of post-secondary coaches from across North America, providing game-by-game statistics on every player in the league on our industry-leading website, npacanada.com, creating
You are looking at Bolatito Obisado, currently sitting at 39 of Halifax Prep's 85 points. Yeah, some quick math tells you that's almost half. But time has just run out on these sevens. Stacey Smith. Would have been nice to see that a couple of quarters ago, but he has been shut down by Ankit Chowdhury's off the ball defense. Just got to play straight up D. Chaston Chalker Smith. D'ing up Malongo. Hey man, kid's held his own out there. Nice look. Malongo and Rousson, the foul.
CTA doing a really good job of taking it inside every possession as soon as Ali Regab and Michael Reynolds fouled out. And I don't think they've missed a shot around the rim really since that change.
Missed free throws. I'm going to be on the broadcast for Nationals. This comes back to haunt them. Called it months in advance. Smith back-to-back threes. Hallie is just running out of time. You want to say it this time?
Another missed free throw. I think they might be shooting about 50% from the line, which is Dwight Howard levels, as you put it in perspective of what that looks like in the big leagues.
Simmons gonna launch. CTA ekes out the 5-point win. They improved to 3-1 on this session. We will see them again in Ottawa when they play 5 games. We got one more in the Montreal session. The Battle of Quebec up next after a 25-minute break.